Radio you can touch.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
Who the hell are you? I'd rather go down to the barber shop and ask a guy about ready to get his hair cut what the urgency's like.
Lord knows we need family now more than ever.
Jeff Lutz.
I just don't want to indulge you and I'm the greatest thing in the world every time we're on the show. I'm not going to do that.
You're unbelievable. Judas.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
It's showtime, baby. You'll go wacko, bananas, nuts, crazy, unbelievable.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Bob and Jeff, KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz, co-hosting, Max Power, producing, engineering, Jason Duda and the big fella. Anthony will join us in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to make picks. But first, Max, it is...
What timing that was.
Time to play the game!
Time to play the game here on our show. What is this game you've been telling me about for years?
This is geography. Oh, no, maybe not years.
Right up my alley.
We're gonna go back and forth. It's like a mini game of face-off in each round of cities with the same name, but 20,000 population. It'll make sense. It'll make sense.
Who do you expect to win this?
But as we get into
what about Max? He could win it.
He could. You never know. But there are 2 with 5, and then the rest are 4. So you'll each get a chance to get 3 to 2 in a round. And then the winner of each round will tell me which of those cities is the most populous.
All right.
With that name.
God.
I'll go first. Is that okay, Max?
Sure. Do you watch The Floor? Either one of you?
I watched The Floor.
Did you watch it last night?
I'm going to watch it tonight because I get it on. It's a game show.
Well,
don't spoil anything.
I'm not.
For me. Is this similar?
I'm going to end up like one of the contestants.
All right.
You'll know which one when you see it.
Okay. There are 5 cities with at least 20,000 residents in the United States named Springfield. I need to know which states those 5 are in.
Massachusetts.
That's correct. Max.
Missouri.
Hold on. We're going back and forth here.
Why? You didn't say that.
Yeah, I said you go back and forth every round.
Well, I just gave Max.
You sure
can't
did.
use that.
Yes, you can.
I won't take it. I won't take that, Bob.
Okay.
I was thinking Illinois.
That's correct.
Missouri.
Correct. There are 2 left, Max.
Not The Simpsons. Colorado.
Incorrect. Would you like to continue?
Ohio.
Correct. There's one more.
And the other Springfield, Wisconsin.
Incorrect. But it's Oregon. Now you can, since you won that round, you can now tell me which Springfield is the most populous.
Springfield, Missouri.
That is correct. So after one round, it is 4-1.
Oh, are you doing this to try to build up your father?
At least I got
this
one.
This may be insurmountable for Max.
I'm
What'd
happy
you say, Max?
at least I got one.
You did get one. And you'll get at least one in this.
You knew this was right up my alley, Max.
Yeah, but we still like to play the game. There are 5 Columbuses, Max, and you can name any one of those 5.
Ohio.
Correct. 5 Columbuses with at least 20,000 people.
Georgia.
Correct. Max. 5 seconds.
Oregon. I can't. Rats.
No,
Georgia.
That's incorrect.
Columbus is a little tougher.
It is. But you can go as long as until you miss one.
Well, I may not Columbus, Texas.
Incorrect. Max, as you didn't win the round, but since you went first, I'll give you a chance
Well,
to.
why does he get to go? Why don't we?
It's fair. It's fair. You tied, so the person who goes first gets a chance. Can you name the most populous Columbus?
Are you going to give
Georgia.
him 5?
Georgia.
No, come on. It's the one you
Ohio.
said.
Oh, really?
What do I get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't get that.
No, that wasn't yours chance. Ohio, Georgia, Indiana, Nebraska, and Mississippi.
Darn it, I should have gotten Nebraska. I didn't think that was 20,000, though.
Mississippi
All right,
is.
what's the
You
next
got to
one?
throw out a guess. The next one is Auburn, and you get the first crack at it.
How many
There
different
are
Auburn?
4 Auburns
There's 4 Auburn.
with at least 20,000 people.
Auburn, Alabama.
That is correct. Max. Could be a problem for Max.
Why do I think Michigan for some reason?
Is that a guess?
Yeah.
That's incorrect. Would you like to continue?
Well, why wouldn't I? I get a chance to continue. What do you mean? Would I like
Well,
to
you
continue? That's the dumbest question I've ever
Well,
heard.
then let's hear a couple more Auburns out of
Auburn. That's your.
you. Yeah, don't stall. Let's go.
Auburn, Georgia.
Incorrect. But now you do get a chance to tell me the most populous Auburn.
Auburn, Alabama.
Incorrect. You have Auburn, Alabama, Maine, New York, and the most populous is Washington.
Auburn, Washington?
Yeah, that's correct.
Never heard of Auburn, Washington.
Well, it's got a lot of people in it, apparently. Max.
What's the score?
I thought
it
of
is
Maine,
6-2.
I've never heard of Auburn,
but I
Washington.
never heard of Auburn,
I'm telling
Maine.
you right
but I
now,
thought of it.
it's a place that exists. Max, your city name is Newark, and there are
New
4.
Jersey.
That's correct. Newark. Are you going to play the game?
What's the question?
Newark.
What did he say?
He said New Jersey.
Well, of course he's going to say New
Well,
Jersey.
let's go.
Newark. Newark.
5
Gosh, there's
seconds.
one. Newark, Minnesota.
No, incorrect. Max, would you like to try to continue?
I'll take another guess.
Sure.
For some reason, somewhere in the
Well, come on.
New
Make
Hampshire.
the guess.
Incorrect, but you can guess the most populous Newark.
New Jersey.
That's correct.
Was Nebraska one of those?
Newark is California, Delaware, New Jersey, and Ohio.
All right, my turn.
Richmond.
Richmond, Virginia.
Correct. Max.
I'm terrible at geography.
Yeah, especially.
5. Are we given
Richmond.
Do we have the 5-second rule?
5 seconds.
Richmond, Arizona.
Incorrect.
Richmond, Texas.
Incorrect.
Well, that's ridiculous.
But you can try to guess the
Richmond,
most.
Virginia.
Yes, that's correct. The others are California, Indiana,
Never been
and
to-
Kentucky.
Richmond.
I've heard of California and Indiana. Never heard of Richmond, Kentucky.
Whose turn?
It's Max's turn.
Max's turn. Max, you get Lancaster or
Oh
Lancaster.
gosh, so easy.
California.
Correct.
Hi-yo.
Pennsylvania.
Yes, that's correct.
How many are there?
4.
Lancaster. Lancaster.
5 seconds.
Washington.
Incorrect. Would you like
Florida.
to continue? Incorrect. Max went first on this one.
Yes.
You can try to guess the most populous Lancaster or Lancaster.
I'm saying California because I've
It
been.
is. That's correct. The others are Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Texas.
I'm
I
guessing
should've gotten
Ohio from now
Pennsylvania.
on and everything.
I said Texas.
No, you didn't. You said Texas and Richmond.
What's the score?
It is 4, 6, 8, 9 to 6. 9 to 6.
This isn't my turn. Let's go.
Okay, let's go to Lafayette.
Lafayette,
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Yes, that's correct. Max, do you have a guess in Lafayette?
He said Louisiana.
He did say Louisiana.
Indiana.
That's correct. Very well done. And are you continuing on in this game?
Isn't it Bob's turn?
It is. I'm
Yeah.
asking
What's
him.
the town?
Lafayette.
What was Max's guess?
He said Indiana.
What did I say?
Louisiana. There are 2 other Lafayettes.
Lafayette, huh?
Yeah.
Lafayette, Florida.
Incorrect, but you do get a guess at the most populous since you started the round.
Lafayette, Louisiana.
Correct. Next,
What were the other 2?
California and Colorado.
Why wouldn't California just be guessed on every town?
It's not a bad strategy, perhaps. I'm not going to tell anybody their business. Whose turn?
Max.
Max. Albany.
New York, the capital.
Yes. That's correct.
Albany, Georgia.
Yes, that's correct. Max.
Albany, Ohio.
Incorrect. We have a new Albany.
Albany, Texas.
Incorrect. Max, you get to guess the most populous Albany.
I'm going with the capital of New York.
That's correct. The others, California, Georgia, which was said, and Oregon. Was Albany, Georgia said? I believe
Yes.
it was. Two
What's
more.
the score? Keep us
4,
keep
5,
us
6, 7, 8,
updated.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Write it down. Write the score down
12 to
so
9.
that you know.
It's 12 to 9.
My God, if you're going to do this,
I'm counting by ones. I don't just give you the score every 5 seconds. Greenville. Bob.
my turn.
Yes.
Greenville, South Carolina.
Correct. Max.
Greenville, somewhere in the south. Greenville, Georgia.
Incorrect.
Greenville, North Carolina.
Correct.
It's
can
all one
continue.
place.
I continue.
Yeah.
Greenville, Texas.
Correct.
And there's one more.
There's one more.
Greenville, California.
Incorrect, but you can try to name
Greenville, South Carolina.
Incorrect. It's North Carolina.
Did you know there was a Greenville, Texas, really, Bob?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Did you?
Yes.
And
That
finally,
one I knew. I admit when I don't know. I don't have a problem. There's one more.
yeah, one more.
That's it. Well, I've locked this thing up.
Well, we can. We have. There's a second element to this game. Monroe, Max. There
Louisiana.
are 4 Monroes. Yes, that's correct.
Monroe.
Yes,
Monroe.
Yeah,
You're
Monroe.
expecting me to believe there's another Monroe.
there might be.
Monroe, Texas.
Incorrect. Max, you can guess the most populous Monroe.
Louisiana, the one I said.
That's correct. The others are Michigan, North Carolina, and Washington. Now, for the second part of this game, I'm going to tell you the name of the town. You're going to tell me which state has the most populace of that name.
Well, I'll dominate this too. What's the score?
You know what the score
Don't
is.
Bob
count
needs
it
to know
up.
the score. He likes the score.
Here's what I don't get. Just write down the number
15
as you
to
go
11.
along.
No, I count. And then I'll
That's
count.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I count, and then I count the count.
Dumb.
You want to go first or
Yes,
second in this part
I'll
of the
go
game?
first.
Manchester.
Manchester, the most populous?
Yeah, what's the most populous Manchester?
New Hampshire.
Correct. Max, what is the most popular
Populous.
whatever, populous road, gosh darn it.
You give him another one.
I got to give him that one because we go back and forth. What is the most populous Newport?
Oh, my God.
Clearly didn't hear me.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's
He
correct.
heard you.
Bob,
What is
I
a
worked
joke?
in Rhode
What is-
Island, Bob. I was number one
Yeah,
in Newport.
he knows what he's talking
I was number
about.
one all over Rhode
What is-
Island. And the Cape.
What is the most populous Burlington?
Vermont.
Incorrect. Max, do you have a
Uh-oh.
guess?
Yes.
I know
Illinois.
now.
Incorrect.
Colorado.
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Max, what is the most populous Salem?
Oh, God.
Salem, Mass.
Incorrect. Bob.
Oregon.
Correct. Yes.
Not at Halloween.
Bob, what is the most populous Troy?
Troy.
Yeah.
Troy, Michigan.
That's correct. I thought I might fool
Stillwater.
you with Alabama there. Max, what is the most populous Clinton?
Oh, God. Just give them all to me.
Arkansas.
Incorrect.
Iowa.
Incorrect.
What?
It's Maryland.
No, it isn't. Nobody's
Yes.
ever heard of Clinton, Maryland.
Well, somebody must have.
Nobody.
Some people live there. What is the most populous?
My turn.
Yes, Franklin.
Franklin,
Yeah,
Tennessee.
correct. Max, what is the most populous Washington?
What?
What?
What is the
DC.
most populous? Correct.
Well,
Thought I might trick
that's
him
just
there.
giving him one.
Thought I might trick him. You went first. That could have been your question.
What's the score?
I don't know. We have 2 more left.
All you got to do is write them down.
You're winning, Bob. That's there's no doubt.
The last round, Fairfield for
Fairfield.
you. Yeah,
Fairfield. Fairfield?
Fairfield. What's the most populous
Fairfield, New York.
Incorrect. Max, would you like a guess?
Virginia.
Incorrect. It's California. And Max, your
I
final
lived in California. Never heard some of
question:
these places.
the most populous Hamilton.
New York.
I got that one.
Incorrect.
Ohio.
Correct.
Final score.
Talk amongst yourselves.
The final score
Yeah,
is.
you dominated, Bob, but at least I didn't get shut
I
out.
didn't dominate, but it'd be nice if we just had a running tally.
20-13.
20-13.
Yes.
All right, another win.
Feel good about that?
Well, you know.
That was a fun little game I put
It's
together.
okay. It's okay. We'll take a break. We'll come back and make picks. We got 9 games to pick. We got a bonus game that's a 10-pointer, potentially. But the trick to those bonus games, you can win 10, but you can lose 10 as well. We'll be back.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on
We have Jason Duda and the big fella Anthony with us. Duda winning the week yesterday and promises that he's on a path to win the whole thing.
Maybe he is.
Anthony with he got 3 games right last week, but he missed his bonus game and thus ended the week with a negative 4 points.
Uh-oh.
Guys, hello, welcome.
Hello.
It's just unbelievable enthusiasm.
In unison they're
as
just
we get ready to make picks. Jason, thanks so much for being engaged.
Hello. Yep.
You know what? I'd like to take a
What?
hockey stick to Duda.
Anthony, I don't know if you can hear us, but we can hear you. I don't know what's going on. This is what happened when I called from Vegas. You guys
You can hear.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you can. Anthony, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, good. I don't care if you can, dudes.
I know.
Here we go. Let's embark down the road. We've got 5 college games to pick today, and we start with Oklahoma, an old Big 8 battle, on the road at Missouri. I'll start this one. Missouri getting points at home. Oklahoma's not very good. I like Mizzou for 4. Jeff.
Mizzou is even more not very good. We talked about the oddities of some of these conference games. This isn't an oddity that it's a conference game because, like you said, it was a Big 8 game back in the past. But it's now an SEC game. And Missouri stinks. Oklahoma for 5.
Boy, Oklahoma's bad.
Missouri is god-awful.
No, they're not. Duda.
They're both bad. Like they're just both bad. Like why pick this game? I don't know. I don't care. Don't like
Hey,
either one of them.
I'll
say
take
Missouri,
care of the games.
My opinion on it.
Are you speaking?
What did he say?
I am speaking.
Where are you? You some
Missouri for what?
dungeon?
Missouri for what?
We know he's taking his first game for 1. Can anybody be more predictable? By the way,
Boring. Max?
Missouri lost to Texas A&M by 31 and by Alabama to 34.
Yeah, Max?
Yeah, Oklahoma's not very good. Brady Cook is not a bad quarterback for Mizzou. So I'm taking them for 4 like Bob.
You've loved him for 20 years. It's never going to pay off.
Big fella, what do you have?
Okay, let's put some perspective on this. OU is 5-4. Missouri is 6-2. Now, Missouri is dealing with some injuries at the quarterback, running back, and wide receiver position, but Brady Cook is playing, and this game is at home. I'm going to come out the gate swinging. I'm laying 8 on Missouri. Bank on it.
That is so well put, and it's too bad you had -4 points last week, or we'd really take stock into it.
Anthony,
why
do you
am I
want to host
lashing
this
out
show
at
on
Anthony?
a full-time basis?
Why am I lashing out at Anthony?
I can't answer that.
Florida on the road to play Texas in another SEC game. I threw this in there because it's got a lot of points attached to it. Texas 21.5-point favorite at home. Jeff.
I don't like this game very much either, but I bet I pick exactly the same as Jason, who hates big spreads and loves to spend his small points on the college games. I've got Florida for 2.
What about you, Duda?
Florida for 2.
See? I know this guy better than he knows himself.
He doesn't know himself.
Exactly.
Max.
Now I'm going to bet this with FanDuel then, Jeff, because it's back-to-back road games for Florida, but 21.5 points, I'll take them for 2.
Thanks for bringing that up, Max, because these picks are brought to you by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Thank you.
Florida for 2, Max?
Yes.
Anthony, set them straight.
Florida, Texas. I'm sorry, Steve Spurrier's not coming back through those doors. Emmitt Smith is not coming back through those doors. This is Texas. It's in Austin. I'm going to lay 3 on Texas.
They don't. Steve Spurrier doesn't need to show up.
That's a great point,
for Florida
Anthony.
to lose 38-17.
Great
Anthony,
point.
Just be thankful Charles Whitman won't show up.
You said he was making all these great points last week. He was -4. No offense, Anthony. But
Yeah, now you're attacking Anthony.
You already did.
What kind of low life are you?
I'm attacking everybody that's there because you're all going to be in my rearview mirror after this week. So you're all going to be
wait.
looking ahead and seeing the Canadian right away.
If I'm in your rearview mirror, can I just leave? If you're not going to see me anyway.
Enough of this.
Just go
I like
away,
witty banter.
Just go away.
But when it's not me, it's not witty. I like Texas here. I like Texas for 5. I think they blow out Florida, whose coach is on the hot seat.
No,
They're
he's
not
not.
going to rally.
They just
Right. They're not going to rally for him. He's on the hot seat.
He's not on the hot seat. They just said he's continuing.
Yeah, great. That's a hot seat.
No, it's not.
Georgia at Ole Miss. Where is Mississippi? Jeff?
Oxford.
Very good.
Which is why I didn't ask you the most populous Oxford.
Duda, you start this one. Georgia, a 2.5-point favorite against a good Mississippi team.
Georgia for 4.
Break it down.
Yeah, give us something.
You told me I wasn't allowed to break it down. I got 5 seconds to make my picks last week, so I'm giving you my 5
Yeah,
seconds.
when I tell you it's time to break it, forget it. Max?
Georgia's ranked 3. It's Ole Miss 16. I know Richard Seymour's not coming through that door, but I'm taking Georgia for 8.
Anthony?
Boy, everybody using my catchphrase, not coming to the door and dropping 8 spots. So
You got to sue Max for that.
It is.
He missed my Charles Whitman comment,
That's
so.
copyright infringement. But I'm going to go with Georgia for 5. It's a road game.
Boy, we're not giving Ole Miss much credit, but I don't know. I like Georgia for 7. Jeff?
Eli Manning is not walking through that door. Anthony Deuce McAllister is not walking through that door. I believe he went to Ole Miss. If not, who cares? Georgia for 6.
I don't think. Whatever. Alabama. We're going hog wild into the SEC. Alabama in Baton Rouge. They're getting 2.5 points against Alabama. We start this one with Duda. I'm sorry, Max.
This is the battle for the South. The South will rise again. I don't know. I'll take LSU for 1. Since Carville failed to pick the winner of the election.
Oh, and now we're going political, huh? Let's leave.
No, we're not. Anthony?
Alabama, LSU is always an entertaining game. Alabama, though, this is not the disciplined Alabama team. So I'm going to take LSU just because they're at home, but I'm going to lay 2 on LSU.
Yeah, I don't see how you could have great confidence in this game either way. I like LSU for 1. Jeff?
I think I'm the same here as Duda, too, although I'm not sure I picked the same team as he did. LSU for 3.
What about you, Duda?
The fact that you 4 guys picked LSU, I'll take Alabama for 3.
So no preconceived picks at all, just reactionary. Just throw it against the wall, see if it sticks. Nothing to it.
That's how we roll.
Has no meaning. Finally,
not.
our last game in the college ranks, Iowa State and Kansas meeting at Arrowhead Stadium. This is a bonus game. I made this a bonus game because I find it extremely difficult to pick it. Anthony, we start with you. You're coming off a 10-point bonus loss. Iowa State, 2.5 points they are giving on the road. What do you think?
If I'm correct, isn't ISU coming off of a loss as well, too?
Yes.
Because if that's the case, that makes this game even a little bit more dangerous. But at the same token, KU has nothing to lose for, so they can play the role of spoiler. So I'm going to lay 7 on KU to cover the spread.
KU for 7. This is a hard game, and I don't know how. I feel like I don't want to go a whole lot of confidence points on this game because I don't have a whole lot of confidence. I think Iowa State figures it has the most to gain here. I'll go Iowa State, but for only 4 confidence points. Jeff?
It's not really a road game. We know Arrowhead has atmosphere when the Chiefs are there, off the charts. When KU,
well, it'll be a good crowd,
and a lot of them will be for Iowa State. So I've got Iowa State for 10.
Dumb. Duda?
Just the fact that you said that makes this more easy. Iowa State for 10.
Idiots.
Ooh.
Max?
Ted the sports head.
Don't listen to these 2 morons.
If you can't, the 2 leaders. If you can't beat us, join us, my friend.
Yeah, good luck.
Ted the sports head told me that Iowa State will be angry because they lost and the stadium will be full of Iowa State people. So I'm going Iowa State for 6. Ted wouldn't lie
Anthony,
to me.
there you go again. On that island. Now, the NFL. Cincinnati and Baltimore tonight. In Baltimore, the Ravens 5.5-point favorites. I'll start. I like Cincinnati in this game, but for only 2. Jeff?
Ridiculous. Baltimore upgraded offensively, getting another receiver. They got a cornerback. Cincinnati added a backup running back, although a former KU guy. This one is a gift. Baltimore for 7.
Duda?
Oh, here you go, Jeff. You're wrong again. This is going to be a tight game. It's a battle in the division. Baltimore coming off a big win, but I don't like it on a short week. You got to take the points here. I'll take Cincinnati for 5.
He loves his points.
What about you, Max?
Since he has been better on the road, but Baltimore's at home, and they just give Derrick Henry the ball. I'll take the Ravens for 7. It's only 2.5 points. Easy.
Anthony? 5.5 points, by the way.
The Cincinnati-Baltimore, there's always some drama in this game. I'm going to actually go with Baltimore as well, but I'm going to lay 4 on them.
All right. Pittsburgh and Washington, in my opinion, the marquee game in the NFL this weekend. Washington, a 2.5-point favorite. Jeff?
Usually when I pick with emotion, I'm wrong, and I like Washington a lot more, but we know Pittsburgh is going to have something for them. I've got Pittsburgh for 4.
That surprises me. Duda?
I agree. I'll take Tomlin over anybody, especially a rookie quarterback, even though he's been good this year. I got Pittsburgh for 6.
Max? I couldn't withhold my laughter. Sorry. Max?
Washington at home. I think Jaden Daniels will give Pittsburgh a problem. I'll take the Commanders for 5.
Anthony.
You know, this pains me to watch this game because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So I really could care less either way. But for some reason, I'm intrigued by this Washington team and that quarterback. So I'm going to lay 6 on the Commanders. Go Washington. And I'll see what's in there.
I side with Max and Anthony, who have done very little to earn my trust.
Right.
But in this game, I'm going to go with Washington. The Washington Commanders is my club here for 6.
Emotion.
Detroit
and
and Houston.
Jeff and I are winning.
Yep.
Detroit and you guys are so even keel.
Alert.
Yeah, thank you, Max.
Ridiculous.
That's for you,
Very
Bob.
good to pull that out. Detroit, a 3.5-point favorite on the road in Houston. Duda, we open with you.
Easiest game of the week, Detroit for 8.
Max?
Yeah, the Lions are on a roll. I'll take them for 6.
Big fella, what do you have here?
Detroit 7.
All right, I've got Detroit for 8. This does seem to be the easy one. Jeff, are you going to break the string?
No, I'm not. Detroit for 8. Detroit for 8. And I've got Denver for 1. I got to go upstairs.
Okay, Denver for 1. There you go. Denver on the road in Kansas City, getting 8.5 points. Let's start with you, Max.
When you guys kiss the ass of the Chiefs all the time, do you use whipped cream or do you get the effects of the Ozempic? Denver for 3.
Well, it's becoming obvious now that the Chiefs are having difficulty covering spreads. They are at home against a bad Denver team. Anthony, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Denver for 1.
That's probably a sound pick. I continue to believe that against these bad teams, the Chiefs have to have one of those weeks sometime. I'm picking them for 3. Jeff picks Denver for 1. What about you, Duda?
Well, I'm until they actually do it, I'm not going to lose by picking the Chiefs because that's just the definition of insanity. And they're going to do it all the time.
What's your pick?
He went under a bridge.
Apparently he's picking Denver for 7, which is stupid, but that's okay. There you go. Anthony, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Song titles. Your Pacers win one last night. I got kind of hooked on watching the Warriors and Celtics. And
How'd that go? I know the Warriors won.
Good game. Back and forth. Got really tight. 2 good teams. And enjoyed it. Actually enjoyed it. Watched a good chunk of it. And
NBA's not so bad, is it?
Buddy Hield's found a spot. He's a perfect fit in Golden State. He made really the dagger shot at the end of the game on an assist by Steph Curry. And he's had a nice start to his season.
I'm happy for him.
21.1 points per game. He's shooting over 50% from the three-point line. He's fit that Klay Thompson role perfectly.
He has so far.
And
I know in Indiana we asked him.
Can I finish?
I know. I'm just saying. I know in Indiana we asked him to do a little bit more than stand on the three-point line and shoot, and he couldn't really handle that. So I'm glad he's back
he's doing
in a role that he's
what he does
comfortable
best. He's a spot-up shooter, and in Golden State, I'm all for it. And I will work very hard to get Buddy Hield on this show.
Good. Why didn't you play as well in Indiana, buddy?
That's what you're going to ask.
I might. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't unhappy we dealt him. Team's much better now, and we'll be good.
You're 4-4. Golden State 8-1.
They've beaten Boston. They beat Dallas. They beat both finals teams.
Just mentioning, you're 4-4. They're 8-1. Just if you're keeping track at home.
Yeah, I am. I'm keeping track through.
Actually, they're 7-1. But if you're keeping track, And they've got some nice wins, too. Do the Warriors. Now I got to find it. Gosh darn
Well, of course. They just beat the Celtics. But I'm saying Indiana's already done that. And they beat the other finals team in Dallas. In Dallas.
They've won at Boston. They won at Houston. They beat the Clippers in the season opener. They won at Sacramento. They swept them in a back-to-back, and they swept the Lakers in a back-to-back.
There's no...
That's establishing yourself as a Western Conference frontrunner.
Golden State is quite good and has been for a long time.
I look forward to watching them. That's my team.
Of course it is.
Well, why wouldn't it be?
Right. Team that wins, that's Bob's team.
Ray Ritter, their media relations guy, has been great to us.
How'd that Steph Curry proposition end up
I'm
going?
still working on it.
Proposition. Did we proposition?
Hi, this is Stephen Curry of the
probably
NBA champion Golden State Warriors.
Sunrise
You're
Academy.
listening to another pair of champions. My God.
Yes.
There was Steph Curry, Max. Thing.
That's something.
Would I be difficult, in your opinion, to coexist with?
Nah. You're pretty easy to handle, in fact.
You did it for 20, how many years? 26 years?
26?
Didn't you live in this home until you were 26?
Oh, 24, I think. Maybe 25.
No, 26.
It was 2008. I had not yet turned 26.
Yes, you had.
It was May. I turned 26 in December, as you might know.
Well, you lived here longer than I was comfortable with, but...
Me too.
Well, what was it like living here as an adult?
Just try to stay out of your way.
What did I do? I
just didn't know what you were going to be like any given day, so I just...
What do you mean? That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. You don't think you're a volatile person?
No, I'm not that volatile.
Please. You're irritable.
Well, everybody's irritable.
Well, just get over it, would be my advice.
You're irritable.
Right.
Do you get over it?
I'd sure try to.
I'm sure Max is irritable. Duda, who knows what he is?
No, we don't know what Duda is.
Now, Anthony seems very down to earth. Did you see the video he put out of him playing the piano with the guitarist?
No.
I did, and my wife did, and it's kind of a jazz song. But Anthony is a talented man.
I have no doubts about that.
It was good. You ought to watch it. I think it's very accessible.
I'll check it out.
Well, you should.
I just said I would.
Instead of, all I get from you is your buddy David Michael Hahn. What instrument does he play?
Well, I assume whatever instrument he wants to play.
I'll tell you what Anthony does. He plays several instruments. Saxophone, piano. I like the guy. You okay?
Yeah, just a little
Don't
sneeze.
Sneeze on the air.
I didn't. I had my mic
You
off.
suppress it.
I turned my mic off.
You know how many times I've had to sneeze on this show and I don't do it? Just for the good
I don't
of the
know.
show?
How many times?
Many times a week.
Fewer than the times you do sneeze, or more?
Many times a week.
Then
Got
that's
to figure out. Got to figure out what to do about dinner tonight.
It's a tough one. You had Hog Wild recently. It looks like.
Looks like Debbie and her brother brought in Hog Wild last night. I was out at the zoo for Wild Lights. We had a function out there with some League 42 families and some law enforcement people and part of our Bats and Badges initiative. And I had not been to Wild Lights ever. And it's pretty remarkable what they've done to the zoo through, I believe, December 22nd.
Yeah, I believe
you can
that's
go to their
about
Wild Lights
right.
exhibit. Good number of people out there last night on a chilly but comfortable night. And I would greatly recommend it.
Speaking of December 20-something, about time to start sending out my birthday invites.
Nobody cares. No one cares.
About time.
A grown man
Wonder
in
who
his
makes
40s,
the cut this year.
A grown man in his 40s should not be inviting people to dinner.
That might be true. It might not be true. But I know we're going to have a wonderful time once again.
Am I going to be invited?
It's tough. Depends on how many spots we have.
Who's in the running? Go down the list.
Randy.
Your friend Randy.
Scotty.
Your friend Scott.
I'll invite Chris. I don't know if he's going to come.
Your friend Chris.
I never hear from Chris anymore. David Michael Hahn.
David Michael Hahn. What about his wife?
His wife. Randy's wife. Scott's wife.
Your wife.
My daughter. Debbie.
That's 10.
Yeah, that's probably the crew.
Who gets cut from that?
No, you can make a reservation for 10.
Well, that doesn't include me, so who gets cut from that 10?
You can make a reservation for 10.
Well, no, seriously, who gets cut?
Is that really 10?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe, I don't know, David Michael Hahn's wife. But she's wonderful. She's a wonderful person.
Boy, I can't believe you said that.
I was just joking. I wanted to say how nice she was.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if I go.
We're
planning a function, a celebratory function with League 42. I'll be 70 in March. Our good friend Larry Dennis has already turned 70. Our good friend David Jabbar will be 70 in February.
Is he a benefactor?
And our good friend Mike Gear will be 70 in January. So I had the idea, let's throw a big birthday bash for the four of us up at Riverfront Stadium in the Fidelity Bank Club, and ask our friends to come out and bring with them a check or something, cash, a $70 check.
Wow.
To donate to League 42.
I'll have to make that in installments if you don't mind.
And we'll serve some cake and ice cream. And what do you think of that idea?
I think you should serve more than cake and ice cream. You should have
an open bar.
We'll
have some
taco bar, maybe a little
something.
Little pizza bar.
But then the price goes up. Thanks for listening today, everyone. We appreciate it. Thanks to our guest, Mulvane football coach Daniel Myers, Blair Kirchhoff from the Kansas City Star. Thanks for reaching out on the IHOP hotline, 869-1240. Remember that number. We'll be back here tomorrow.